Absolutely.
So much fun. Our very first, I think it was our very first guest we ever had in.
Second, John Rourke.
It was our second musical guest that we had, and he is our only other guest who has done like the looping and used like different trinkets and stuff.
Shout out to John, because John's an awesome dude.
Yeah, hey John. So describe your setup that you have here.
For the listeners, because they're like, wait a minute, this is just one person, right?
I'm working with the loop pedal, and on the table I have a toy piano and a empty water jug and a
essential.
Actually, the most important, I have to say, is this gold tissue, and it has to be gold, or it won't sound that great.
Yeah, you can hear it now, I think.
Yeah.
And I have a jar full of water, dirty water, actually, because it's been in there for a while.
It's very important.
Let's see here. And I have an empty iced tea jug that I just finished off today.
Perfect. So what made you decide to use like the glass of dirty water and the gold paper and the, like, how did you come across just knowing that that would be the right sound for what you're trying to do?
Well, I'm really into Henry Cow and Art Bears and Fred Frith. Specifically, he did a lot of improvisations with a percussionist, Evelyn Glennie. And they utilized a lot of different things like this. I started recently listening to them a lot again.
Nice.
And was like, I'm going to try some stuff. Like, they just really, really inspired me. So,
yeah.
And
you're like, gold paper. That's a must.
Well, it's awesome. It gives you a really unique sound. Like, we saw you for the first time with Forrest at the Rudd. And, I was just blown away. I mean, I've never heard anything like it. It's so interesting. And that's just fun to hear. Like, I love hearing something and I'm like, wow, this is so new and different. Like,
and it's also awesome, like, watching you do the looping. Like, I was, taken by that when we saw John do it, because he actually brought in like his like son's toys and used those as instruments.
He had a cool setup too. Yeah.
He had like little blocks and like a little like mini accordion thing, and like it was really cute. But and it's just interesting to see one person make like use the looping and make that full sound instead of just you and a guitar. You're actually looping and tracking it and stuff. It's awesome. So how did you get involved with looping? Like, did you just kind of teach yourself that, or?
Yeah, like I took a little bit of a break from music when I moved here 4 years ago, and like, instead of finding people to play with, which I'm really into doing now, and I'm actually playing with 2 other people now, forming a little bit of a band. But at that point, I was too lazy. So I was like, I'm just going to try a loop pedal. Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard to find people who are who want to play my songs.
Yes.
And aren't in 20 other bands at the same time.
Yeah, because that's something we found that, by talking to people who come in here, and like so many people are involved in like so many different projects.
Yeah, like if you're in one band, you're in like every band around here. It's like, because as soon as they're like, oh, that guy plays music.
That's true for both of you guys. You guys are both involved in like a couple.
Yes, we are.
So, awesome. So do you intend on becoming like a full band then? Like, you want to play with other people? And
yes, absolutely.
Who do you have kind of in the...
Well, Nick Hill, Forrest.
The amazing Nick Hill.
Good friend of the show.
So awesome.
Yes, he is.
Love that guy.
Yeah.
I told him I was going to adopt him, and like he come. I think it freaked him out a little bit. He doesn't talk to me that much anymore.
Except when we have to make music together.
He's singing with me. He's doing guitar. He plays the tiny piano, even though he feels ridiculous when he does it. I think it's awesome.
It is.
How'd you get him to do that?
Well, he kind of gravitated toward it when he first saw it. He was like, "Oh," and I was like,
"Oh yeah." Well, he's like a virtuoso at the keys, so it's yeah. But I'd imagine like that would limit his ability. Yeah, I could see him being uncomfortable there.
I wish our listeners can see Adam drinking from this tiny cup.
I need my tiny juice.
It's like it looks.
We're out of big cups, okay?
So tiny in your hands. It's really funny. I'm sorry. So so you have Nick Hill involved, and then one other.
Alan Miller, and he has a project. I'm probably gonna get it wrong. Institute for Psychic Reform. I got it right.
Wow.
And it's really, really cool electronic ambient music. And we actually met at a show that we were both billed on. I want to say Haymarket. It was at Haymarket, and I played my set. And like in the middle of my set, he just hops on stage with me and starts playing the drum kit. Yeah. And I was like, let's do that on purpose a few times. And like, you come be in my band. You come with me.
That's awesome. Just like an impromptu like jam sesh. Like how cool is that? I wish I could have seen that. So your vocals are kind of, well, I say kind of, they're very unique. And is that something that came naturally to you, like as a vocalist, or did you kind of work on that?
Kind of have to build a style, maybe.
Yeah.
I tried to kind of imitate like really cool Korean music and Vietnamese music and just a lot of different Asian music. I was really into that heavily for a little bit, and I would try to. The first time I tried to do it was hilarious, and I'm glad no one was around because he was like, "Ah!" and like it was terrible.
That's probably what I would sound like.
Yeah, you could definitely hear though the world music vibe in there, and I really did.
I was trying to explain your music to one of my friends, and it was just kind of like. How she does I ended up just like she does that thing with the
like that's perfect. That's
I couldn't like the thing, you know, the thing, and that was all that came out. So
that's all you need.
The vibrato.
That's all you need.
Yes, there we go.
Is that what you're looking for?
That is what I'm looking for.
I didn't know if that was right either. I was hesitant.
Yeah. So I mean, has singing always come naturally to you though? Mm-hmm. Yeah, like as from like a young.
Oh yeah.
Always been a singer.
Yeah.
This must be nice. And so, I mean, like, as far as songwriting goes, like, how do you go about the songwriting process? Because, like you said, a lot of your songs don't really have words, more or less just, like, vocalizing kind of. And so, how do you go about writing a song like that or remembering it even?
Well, recently, like, I started kind of recording as I go. Like, I don't think that I've sat down and actually written a song in a very long time. Like I just kind of make it up as I record it. Yeah. Which is why it's really hard. It doesn't really translate that well live because when you're recording, you can do whatever you want. Like you can add as many layers, you can do these cool effects, and then like a week later, I'm like, oh crap, how am I going to do this on stage somewhere? So I'm actually looking to change that. Like I'm always like trying to find different songwriting approaches and whatnot. And, so we'll see. Like, I kind of want to switch it up and try to focus more on lyrics and actually put a lot of time into writing music instead of doing it the way that I'm doing it right now.
Yeah. So awesome. So I know you have an EP coming out Valentine's Day. How many songs are on that? What's it called? What can you tell us about it?
Well, it's called Click Clack,
which I love.
And there are 5 songs. I think I recorded that EP in the span of like a month.
Oh wow,
a month and a half, something like that. And but yeah, there's a lot of like water jugs and jars and stuff on it. A lot of the stuff that you see here, I actually did record with. And
very nice. Yeah. Did you do the recording yourself then? That's impressive.
I did.
More, I swear, every time we get someone in, it's like more and more frequently now people are like recording their own stuff.
Oh yeah, it's I mean, it's kind of seeming like the way to go now for people. Yeah. Get your own sound and like do it on your own time. Really, is the even if you don't have the facilities, sometimes you can get a cool sound out of a you know whatever kind of place, just at home.
Yeah,
definitely.
And that's something. I mean, I kind of would like to really get good at it and like actually record other people. Yeah. Like I had a friend who I kind of consulted when I was trying to record and mix and stuff because it's hard. It's like mixing and
tedious.
Like and like I consulted him and like learned a lot of stuff from him. And I was like, I'm going to try and get really good at this and put a lot of time into this. And so it's something that I definitely want to.
Well, we need people like you around because I mean, so many people just try to like go into it doing it themselves and. It proves to be much harder than you originally think.
We need help. Help us.
It's like who's like, I'm just gonna play a song and then I'm gonna record that song and then it's gonna be recorded. But it's like so much more than that. So how did you go about like recording? I mean, because I know nothing about the recording process. So do you have like all of like the fancy equipment and stuff like that?
No. I don't. Like it's fancier than it used to be, but I mean, it's something that I've kind of always dabbled in. Like I remember using like little tape cassettes and trying to record myself all the time when I was little. But no, I have a really, really simple setup at home. I just have like a USB microphone. It's a Yeti.
Okay.
It's supposed to be the best.
Ah.
And so far it is. I mean, it works. And awesome. Like I use the simplest, like user-friendly, they kind of say that it's dumbed down. I can use it.
That's what works.
I would need that.
It's Audacity.
Okay.
And it's really easy.
Yeah, we're familiar.
Everyone keeps telling me I need to upgrade.
Yeah.
But like I like it. Like I know my way around it and stuff, and I'm comfortable with it. And like, but yeah, that's all it is. That's all I have is like a USB mic and Audacity.
Yeah.
We used to use a Cakewalk back in the day.
Oh,
I don't know if anybody remembers that.
Yeah.
No.
But it was just the easiest, like, you're just like, okay,
it's literally called
record,
Cakewalk.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's, Audacity, that kind of thing. I mean, I think those are viable. I think, you don't need a big production program just to, it depends on the sound you're going for, I guess, too.
Yeah,
but,
that's true.
Definitely.
But I think your EP sounds great, so whatever you're doing is working.
Yeah, and I mean, like, so you just kind of just taught yourself? You just, like, went with it and just, like...
Yeah, I kind of just messed around with it and figured things out. I gave up a few times and then went back and then, like, and I would consult a couple of people that always tell me, get something better. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, no, help me use this.
Well, there you go. It worked.
You just need to drop down to my level for a minute and do this for me.
Well, we would love to hear another song if you're ready for it.
Can do.
Lovely. I'm always afraid to come back from such pretty songs.
Yeah.
Especially now I'm sick and I'm just like, oh, that's great.
That was a good song, Cher.
We're all sick in here.
Good hustle.
I know. It's terrible.
It's like Infection. It's like that movie Infection. Actually, I've never seen that movie. I don't know why I just said that. Like, I know what it's all about. It's like infection.
It's just like that. Bunch of people sitting in a radio station, mildly sick. It was a great, gripping, and taut movie.
Oh. I wish I had. I wish I was witty enough to have something to build off of that because it was funny. But I just.
It's the story of 3 mildly sick people in a world. Basement. Yeah. Hey, you can do that voice now too.
I know. Oh goodness.